Hey everyone, JagTagger93 here, and tonight's map that we have on tap is Acerbus, or Acerbus, however you pronounce it. The author is, and it's a mouthful, Jonathan G, aka SalaCious, Crumb, /hate, breeder. You can see it in the description. Now this map is pretty challenging. Aesthetically it looks really cool, however it suffers from a lot of little problems here and there. First of all, the progression in this map is really wonky. What I mean is, in one portion of the map, it's very easy to come to a section where you have to no-clip back to where you have to be. The reason being is when you enter this room, there's a ledge up high that has a double-barreled shotgun that you immediately see, so it's tempting to head up there. From there, it's very easy to look right. You see zombies, you drop down to where the zombies are, you fight all the bad guys, you collect the key, and then realize you're stuck. What you're supposed to do in this room is go left, go down the stairs, and activate a switch to pull up these gates. So that was really annoying. The enemy placement too is very all over the place. There's spawns here, some of which are placed in some very, very cheap areas. Also, there's enemies placed in areas where there are absolutely no harm to you whatsoever. For example, the ogre at the very beginning, from where you're standing, he can't harm you at all. In fact, he's very likely going to get involved with the zombies. There's plenty of secrets here to find. Some of them are pretty clever. I really enjoyed the one secret that's triggered by the lights. If you hit the right light switch early on, you get access to red armor, which is nice. Some of the secrets, though, are not worth it. For example, there is a secret that leads you to either grenades on the lower difficulty or shotgun shells on the higher difficulty that you have to traverse a pool of lava to get to, which isn't really that fun. The weapons here, there's pretty much the assortment that I found. I didn't find a thunderbolt, but I did find everything up to the super nail gun, all of which comes in handy. There's also the shamblers are definitely in this map. Tons of knights, tons of scrags as well too. The author does do a good job mixing up the enemy types actually. You're not going to find any grunts or soldiers here as well, so the enemies do fit the theme at least. There is some underwater sections, but they just feel kind of like an unnecessary set piece. There's also lava as well, which doesn't really come into play. And perhaps the most annoying about this map was if you play it and you complete it, you're probably going to complete it by missing quite a few of the enemies actually. So yeah, that's usually a sign of really poor map progression, enemy progression, when you're able to complete a map consistently without even encountering a good chunk of the enemies in the map. More than likely, the enemies are probably confined to some secret somewhere that is more or less a trap. Speaking of traps, keep on your toes. There's a few pressure traps here that will drain your health very, very quickly. So all in all, this map is so-so. Again, aesthetically, it looks really nice. I like the use of colors. I love the dark green skybox use as well. However, if you look really carefully, you'll see some misaligned textures, especially the doors are just very, very slightly off-center, and that's pretty annoying. The enemies are placed in a lot of very interesting areas, as I already said, some of which are placed in areas where it's very easy to trigger monster fighting. Early on, especially, with the Death Knights and the Scrags. I can't really recommend this map too much. I give it a 5 out of 10. I feel like it needs a lot more polish and could have been something really fun to play through. It's challenging, but it's not a good challenge. It's a challenge where you just feel kind of like that the author, that the challenge here is really accidental. A lot of the enemy placement is very unfair. The item placement is questionable. Some secrets are worth it, some aren't. And again, being able to go through the entire map with missing a good chunk of the enemies just seems very, very silly. The map is very inconsistent as well. Portions of it are pretty fun. Other portions just kind of feel very haphazard. Alright, and that's really all I have to say about it. Thank you all for watching. This is JagTagger93 signing out. You have a good one.